So I'm in the middle of creating the scene for the bedroom, the hotel bedroom. So right here you've got the bed, and you've got the picture of the Hilton up there. You've got the bedside cabinet with the lamp, and the actual clock that's going to be zoomed in on. That's going to be zoomed in on the actual finished clip. And on the other side, you got, that's actually a mirror. I use this, I did that by masking, hiding all in the actual option box. So it actually creates the illusion of a mirror. So it's going to be a reflection, so the bride is actually going to be standing here where the cursor is, and the mirrored image is going to be here, and it's going to slowly put the helmet on. It's going to be like a movie trailer. It's going to be real dramatic, man. And I've got the actual iMac here. So yeah, things are looking pretty good. So that's the bedroom scene. May have to add a few minor details, but that's the basics of it done. So I'm going to have to carry on with the character design in a bizzle.
Yes, me. Yes, me. Me. Yes, me. Yes, me.
So this is the Arches car park scene by DoubleTree by Hilton Leeds. I actually went out after meeting with the client. I actually went out and took a picture myself of the actual Arches itself, so I could just literally transfer it to my computer, import it into Anime Studio and trace it, which is, as you can see, I'm in the process of doing it now. Just joining up these little points here just to make the shape of the first arch. And what I want to do, because this bit is going to be quite dramatic, I want to make this bit quite dark, because it's going to come in at this point here, and it's just going to be a view of the back of his head, and then he's going to see the bike all the way in the distance, and it's going to like be here, the camera, and then zoom in slowly over there, and it's going to be dark and quite dramatic. And as you walk over, it's going to be like footsteps and stuff like that. So, you know, maybe a few cars darkened, a little bit of light with the light strip down there. So I'll keep you guys updated. Okie dokie. So we've got our arches with the shading. If we render this, hang on, if we just click this off and render this, so basically you can see these parts which are darker. That's where less light is getting to, and create shadows. Just create more realistic effect, and basically the further away it gets, the darker it will be, to create a little bit of realism there. So, and what we're going to do now is we're going to take these arches here, click A to select them all the points, copy, and we'll create another vector layer down here. Leave that as layer 7 for now. Copy that in, and then just scale it down. Actually, hang on. Put this underneath there, the layer, so it's below that, because it is. And then scale that down to about there, maybe, and then place this, instead of having to draw it out again, it just saves a lot more time. And what we're going to do with these bits, we're going to darken them because it's further away. The third arch is, I think there's about 5 of them, so we do that with each layer, which saves a lot more time. And then what we do later after that is we'll add details to the arches to make it more realistic. Peeps, it's me again, a little bit more awake, as you can tell. Voice is more awake, sounds more human. Right, so yeah, just an update on the Arches car park right there. As you can see, I've populated it with some vehicles. You got yourself a nice just Nissan GTR there, nice Fiesta in the back, a mashed down. I tried to do the wheels on there, they're a bit mashed down, but yeah, let's just say the owner doesn't take care of his car. A mashed down Skoda, got yourself a Corsa, BMW, and a Porsche Cayenne. And once that renders out, we'll have a nice blur effect, because I've put that effect on these cars in the back to create that realistic distance element, just to separate the further ones back from the ones closest to us. So yeah, things are looking good. The markings are on the floor, the little Bay Area car park bits. Yeah, looking good. Peace!
Yes, me. Yes, me. Me. Yes, me. Yes, me. Yes, me.
Yes, guys, it's me again. I just started some work on Bridgewater Place, which is going to be where the dude cycles. So he's going to go from this bit and cycle up there. But what's going to happen before he actually gets on the scene, it's going to have the full shot of Bridgewater, then it's going to pan down to the bottom. And then he's going to have the cyclist just cycling at the bottom road all the way to the end down Neville Street. I'm talking like everyone in the world knows Leeds. Right, this is Neville Street, and this is the part that goes down, forget it. But yeah, that's basically what's happening now. So I'm just working on the points here, as you can see. Just joining them together. This is a big building, man. This is crazy. I'm not sure how long this is going to take me, but, you know, I'm just going to keep working at it. But we'll see. Right, people, this is the main reason why you need to have faith and vision in design and anything you create, because this is supposed to be Bridgewater Place, right? Look at the real image, yeah? And then you've got this, what I've made and filled in with paint. Like, anyone else will just look at that and think, what the hell, this isn't going to work. But you just got to remember, because this is like a piece of garbage. It just looks like nothing. But you just got to bear in mind, once everything's done and, you know, you stick at it and it's populated, it's going to look like the real thing. You just put the work in. You just need to keep the faith and just stay focused and just have your third, like, mental inner eye just on the big picture, on the prize, man, because that just looks ridiculous. Just saying. Guys, this is a render version with some additional layers now. So I've got the outer panel of the building now, and another outer panel just behind this panel, different color, different shade. Got the dark bits here, I think, are where like the shutters are, where it's like air conditioning or whatever, the vents. And I got some windows right here. And I have to place all these windows around the whole of the building. There's no shortcuts with this job, people, I'll tell you that now. So basically copy and pasting around here, having to, you know, bend the vertices in places like that, whereas I'm actually going to slide diagonally down for each one and just scaling them the further I come down because it gets bigger. And yeah, and this part over here is going to be quite a tricky one. I'm going to have to bend this one down, but I'll get through it because I'm a soldier, man. Yo guys, I'm on a break now. As you can see, a lot of progress has been made from the last clip. So all these individual all these individual windows have now been drawn with gradient coloring, so to give it that kind of reflection, the light reflecting the window kind of vibe, kind of effect, and the shutters are just there. And if you scratch down here a little bit, it's not scratch, that just sounds weird. It makes it sound like I'm scratching myself. If I scroll down here a little bit, you can see where I've started the wall. And these little stumps that are along Bridgewater Road. And if we render it, it's actually starting to come together a little bit, son. It's starting to look like the real thing. This has been taking me ages. Boomf! Right, not being funny, guys, but the Bridgewater, the final piece, is pretty sick. Looks alright, doesn't it? You got the bloody trees here, you got the wall finished, the metal gate on the side, the pathway, the road, the traffic lights in the distance there, and the blurred effect on the buildings in the background. So that's gonna be looking sick, man. And the cyclist is gonna come out here and like turn and go up this way, or maybe just like come up this way. We'll see what happens. But anyways, man, after hours of working on this, it's finally done. Probably needs a little bit more details here and there, but the hard bit is over. That took me bloody ages.
Yes, me. Yes, me.
Tips is at it again. So I'm going to be drawing the Queen's Hotel in Leeds, which is right outside the train station. And the rider's going to come, where the cursor, I should forget the cursor. The rider's going to come along here and right past. You're just going to see the sign. It's going to be in the daylight, but I'm going to make it like illuminated or something like that to make it stand out. Hopefully they'll retweet this video as well. They better do, man. So yeah, once again I got a lot of windows to draw and place, copy and paste and whatnot. And maybe make these, create some darken effects here to emphasize, give the effect of mold and a bit of age on the building. So yeah. Right guys, what I've done is I've taken a rectangle, you can probably see the points here, a rectangle, and put it around to create like the main shape of the building. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the layers above and then create these shapes. So it's a lot easier, because if I did it in the same, it probably won't feel properly, it'd be a lot longer process. So to do that, what I do is I put the point up, the width stroke up to about 3, press enter, then go to layer 5, which is above the building shape I've called it, and then go to this tool here, make sure it's on straight sharp corners, yep, and then literally just put the things into place. Then chuck this along here, up, over, up, drop that one down there. Yep. You can fix them up later. It might not be right at the moment, but it's just the process I'm showing you guys. Okay. Then click on it with the fill tool. Then take the main image off. Then that shows up. It looks whack right now, but that's the gist of it. So we're creating the outer shapes of the building. It's a lot easier this way. Alright, it's doing a little bit of progress, which is good. So I've put all the windows in, scaled them up where need be on the bigger bits. I've got the hedges here, the grass bit on the balcony of the Queen's Hotel. That's where the sign's going to be, and that's where another sign's going to be. And I think there's either a big sign, I think here or here somewhere. So yeah, I need to put the entrance bit here. Road's going to go, sorry, path's going to go there. Road's going to go along here, and the cyclist is just going to be riding past. Okay folks, this is a rendered version of what I've done so far. So you got the signs up there, all 3 places. This one's a little faded, but you can see it once it's in the actual footage. So you got that sign, you got the windows still, the details of the actual brickwork and architecture of the building, and a bit of greenery here and there. So now it's just a process of drawing the path. As you can see in the real image, you got that bit there, so I'm basically tracing that bit with all these points right here and filling these details as well. You buddy! Now then folks, I think I've just about cracked it, about nailed it now. So you got this bit here. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Leeds, but this part is kind of like the wall and like has some kind of greenery going around it, and it goes around the whole road. So this is in front of it now, and you've got the path here, the cycle route right here. A little bit of markings on the roads and the double yellow lines, and you just got the road here. If anything, I just need to put some details on the road. Just some one of those white lines. And yeah, and a bit of background here. And yeah, I think I've just about done it. Didn't take me as long as I thought it would, which is good. It's always good to save time. Yeah, buddy!
Yes, me. Yes, me. Me. Yes, me. Yes, me.
It's your boy! Oh, am I joking? Yo, it's Ash. What's going on, man? I'm at it again. Right, this time I want to catch a side of the Trinity Centre, because like the biker can't physically ride through the Trinity Centre and ride up Brigade Road Leeds. So you know it's just gonna make no sense. This is probably the best way to do it, because in this picture I wasn't able to actually physically go out and take a picture yet of the actual building itself, but I found a pretty good image on Google Images. So it's got the Urban Outfitters, and the T is actually up here. It doesn't actually show the full shot, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this part and then basically have this in like the Windows picture viewer and like do it from memory and like draw this round, because the perspective on this picture is perfect. That's what I wanted to do, because you can clearly see the T. You can see it a lot better than you would on the other picture. So that's what I'm going to do, and the cyclist is going to ride up that way. Yeah. Boom. Right, so to start this off, what I'm doing is using this as a reference and tracing over it. And if I make this invisible, I'm just drawing like, I've just drawn a regular rectangle, and I'm just placing points right here to like curve the rectangle in the shape of the building that's in the image. So if I carry on right now, so this point up here, add another point, drag it down a little bit, so that's like that. Hang on, let me zoom in a little bit, and then pull it up here. So we've added a point there to curve the bit of the building, another point, drag it down, and this bit we kind of leave for later. That's approximately what it would be further along down the building, and we can drag that out and edit it as need be. And down there, add another point for the outer, the bit that sticks out on the wall. Make sure it's not on sharp corners up here, because you don't need these sharp corners right now. And drag these out again, and right down. Right, if you press the fill tool on this line, the line comes on. Get rid of that, render it out. That's basically what we've got so far. So that's the bit that sticks out. I may need to duplicate this and drag it down just a touch, and maybe put the width down to 1 or something like that to make it a bit thinner, so it fits in. It's not too, you know, big and bold, and they don't really, you know, you can't really see the two if it's big and bold. Cool. Alright, and as for this next bit, I'm going to do the windows just around here, and the curve and the windows and the sign. I'm going to do that on a completely different layer, so as not to mess with this one. And yeah, I think the lines are going to be going to be a bit thinner than the ones on the actual building itself. So say layer 2. Hang on. How much is the width? Put the width down to about 1. Press enter. Grab the points tool. Make sure it's not on sharp. Actually, yeah, sharp edges for now. Sharp lines for now. Okay, start from here. Then drag it up to about there. And go down here from this side. Drag these up to about, we can fix them up and clean them up. It's a bit messy. About there. Hang on. No, yeah, drag it up to here. Same with the other side, drag it up to the end corner, then drag this up over here, and then turn sharp corners off, because it's going to bend up here. Okay, and join them up, and then you should be able to just do a selection window around here, copy, paste, grab the scale points tool, and it should be copied. Yep, it is. And then scale these down so you don't have to draw the other one, and you could just pull these points down here. Yeah, pull these points down here. You can clean this up after, that's no problem at all. Yep. Then click the fill tool, make sure it doesn't fill, yep, make sure it doesn't join, sorry, the points at the end, render that out. That's what it's gonna, that's what the outer edge is gonna look like, but obviously we need to clean the bits up. And then fill these in with like some lines that curve around as well, and fill it in with a gradient bucket tool to give that reflection, the window reflection kind of effect. Okay, dudes and dudettes, this is where I've got to so far. So I've got the building, I've got the windows in place. That's a nice gradient to give a bit of reflection and whatnot. Got the back building up there, and the T, the logo of the Trinity Centre, is going to go right there. And instead of drawing it, I'm going to be cheeky, and what I'm going to do is go all the way down here to Google. I've already got one uploaded. I've chosen this one. Right, so what I've done is I've copied and saved it, and then threw the file into Photoshop. And what I've done is I've taken out the Trinity Centre, Leeds or whatever it's called, cut that out, and then just left the T, and then deleted the background. So it's a nice PNG for us, a nice transparent background with PNG. And what I've done is I put a layer at the bottom, a black layer, because I want it to shimmer, because it's silver and it's quite shiny. So bucket tooled it, made it silver, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to layer style and go to inner glow, and it should glow a little there. You probably can't see as much as there, but it glows a little bit. You could turn it up as need be. Hang on, yeah, opacity, yeah, it doesn't really glow that much actually. You turn up the noise, what's it going to say? No, hang on, you can probably go to outer glow and get that's better. That's better. I think you can see that actually, yeah. Turn the opacity down a little bit. Okay, and maybe also the size. Yeah, that's better. Get the size down. What's the spread saying? No, that's a little weird. Yeah, so I'll say something like that, and then what I do, press OK. That looks cool. Turn off the bottom layer. The T's left, you can't see it because it's just bling blinging in your face, son. Save as. Save it as a PNG format. What did I say when I was in pictures? Yeah, PNG. Hang on. Put A at the end just to make it different from the original piece. Close that. Close this down. I've got loads of windows open. I don't know why. Go to pictures. It keeps doing that. Hang on. Right. Go back to bloody... Right. Save as. PNG. Alright, let me change the name. Trans T. How about that? You're playing around with me, boy? Right, now it should work. Go to our folder. Yep, and it's right there. Yeah, exactly. You're trying to play games, son. And throw it up there. And we got it in there. Alright, so it should be okay on that layer. Drag it over. Scale it down. Hang on, let me widen this up. That's it. Go up there. Scale it down with the tool. Curve it a little bit. May have to delete some of these lines, or I'm not sure if it even goes there. It might even be up there. But either way, we've got our T. If you render it, it's right there. I may need to bend the perspective a little bit on here, but still, the T's there, so we can work with that now. Boom.
Yes, me. Yes, me. Me.
That's enough of that. Alright. Anyway, back to sanity. Back to sanity. Right. This is what it's looking like right now. The T's there, bling blinging. Put the Urban Outfitters sign there. I've got the road markings down now. I've got this front building, which I can't remember which building's in front of the Trinity Centre in Leeds, so I'm gonna like kind of wing it. I put a window there maybe, like put a phony sign there, put another window up there, put some deeds on here, and then have a bit of backgrounds here. Maybe have the sky up there as well. Yeah, have the sky up there. And yep, the rider's gonna ride along here, past there. Yeah, so things are looking good, man. I'm not gonna add too much detail to this building. Maybe a few markings to, like, you know, show the brickwork and whatnot, but nothing much more, because it's only gonna be a quick shot, so I don't want to spend that much time on this if it's not gonna be in the video for that long. But you know, I like to take pride in my work, son. Yeah. Right. So I'm just on Google Maps, and it turns out the building next to Trinity at this entrance is Sainsbury's. I shouldn't know that. I always go there every time I walk past there and get a bottle of Desperados. You know how I do. Right. So this is the... Let me render this. This is the render version with some details on the windows. I chose not to put details on the walls because, you know, it's a quick shot. So I'll just quickly put on the windows. Sainsbury's is there, the wall, 11 PM, the opening time sign there, window. And obviously you've got the road and the details there. And it's just a matter of putting the sky in the background and we're good to go. The cyclist goes past there. Right, just been thinking to myself, instead of me going out and going to the actual locations and taking pictures of them on this phone that I'm recording right now, why didn't I just do this? Google Maps. Why didn't I just go on Google Maps? Do you know what I mean? How easy I can do it. I'm in my pajamas right now, man. You know what I mean? I ain't showered. I'm a tramp right now. I don't need to get up and get ready and go out. Look, this is all I need to do. Google Maps, print screen. You know what I mean? Go to Paint. You know, Control V. Where the hell is the V? Control V. Why isn't it working? You didn't even print the screen. Ah, fail. Right, Alt, print screen. See, doing this with one hand is a mishmash, man. Right, now Control V. And it's there. So all I need to do now is crop the selection and then save it as a file and then bring it in Anime Studio and trace over it. What a dumbass.